Applause, clapping and cheering, whooping and hollering. It's WV, welcome stage, Toby Brown.
Hello gang, you right? Yeah, good. Oh, it's hard up here, man. I made a mistake recently. I experimented with my choice of deodorant. I ended up getting a roll-on deodorant for men, right? That is a mistake. That's a badly designed product. I'm quite a hairy bloke. That deodorant will go into my armpit clean, come out looking like an Ewok's penis. Really, really badly designed. It's nice to be in Edinburgh. It's really nice. I'm only up here for the weekend. It's really good. But strange shit happens in Edinburgh that doesn't happen anywhere else, right? I went to the Jekyll and Hyde pub yesterday and I went for a quick pee. And I was still at the urinal and this bloke came up to have a pee next to me and he was massive and quite scary looking. He looked like he's built out of sausage meat and bigotry. Right, he's like big dude, tattoos all over him that. Then he started to have a pee and he had what I can only describe as a ferocious piss, right? And it was so intent in its focus and purpose and clarity that it went straight into the trough and just bounced back out, right, and went onto my naked elbow. Right? I've not got the mechanisms to cope with that. That has never happened to me before in my life, right? So I just turned to him with like a shocked expression, and to his eternal credit, he just looked back at me and he just went, "I'll buy you a pint." Right. So yesterday, if you said to me, "Toby, you're the sort of man who let a strange man urinate on your exposed skin for a beer," I would say, "No, Edinburgh, get fucked," right? But today, I'd have to go, yeah, I'm the man who puts the bar in the bathroom. Let's get this party started. I'm on the run from heartbreak at the moment. I split up with my girlfriend recently and stuff. It was never going to work out. Like, we didn't see that much of each other. She was always out. She was homeless. No, she was always travelling with work and stuff. Whenever she went away for more than a couple of days, she was just turn around and she was leaving. She'd go, "I bet you're just going to veg out, aren't you? But you're just going to veg out." And I go, "Yeah. I'm literally going to throw all the veg out of the flat, right? I'm going to make a cape out of foil and run around naked high-fiving myself. I'm going to have an amazing time when you're gone. It's going to be brilliant." The minute the door shut behind her, I would think, finally, I can enjoy an orgasm without the indignity of company. Yeah. It's weird, isn't it? Someone's there, giving you the eyes. But, you know, she took all the fun out of those games by leaving me forever. So it's very difficult to turn that thought back into a couch on your own when someone's throwing a bucket of tears over your life. Do you know what I mean? It's really, all my mates were very happy when I settled down, because they're from Bath in the West Country and they've been settled down for ages. So that's what you do, isn't it? When you're born somewhere small, you give up. Oh yeah, it's true, isn't it? And they're really happy. They're like, "Oh, Toby, falling in love is brilliant. It's going to be so good for you. It's liberating, it's exhilarating, it sets you free," right? My mates are dicks. Falling in love is like standing in front of a combine harvester that's coming towards you, and there's a voice in your head going, "Are you sure you want to stand in front of this combine harvester?" And you go, "Yeah, I do. It's going to be fine." And he goes, "Do you not remember what happened last time you stood in front of a combine harvester?" You go, "Oh, this is a different combine harvester." You go, "Oh no, last time it did take you off of the knee and you've never walked it." "No, it's driven by a different person. This is definitely going to be alright." And it never is, right? Falling in love, it's like standing in between Vanessa Feltz and a buffet. So somebody's going to get hurt, and that's it's not going to end well. It is not going to end well, right? The clues in the terminology. Love is something you fall into. It's a hard thing. You don't glide or moonwalk or foxtrot into love. You fall, right? Here are some other things you fall into. Accidental conversations with racists. Debt, dog shit, disrepair, life of crime, path and moving bus. You're never going to fall into anything that's going to end up well for you, right? I've got proof of this. I went back to Bath a little while ago and I was watching the local news and I saw pretty much the best thing I'd ever seen. This guy designed a massive wooden catapult built specifically to hurl a human being 100 foot through the air into a raised safety net on the other side of the field, right? And he decided to trial this live on regional TV with about 200 people in the field on his fiancée. Right? Yeah, you know where this is going, right? I mean, I can't give you the rules of a successful relationship, but I do think probably an important rule of marriage is don't put your fiancée in a fucking catapult. Do you know what I mean? Just because your marriage is fledgling does not mean she can necessarily fly, right? It's a very West Country attitude to women. A lot of my friends are fairly sexist down there. My mate Rob was getting married, on the way to the church, he went, "Do you know what? In about an hour, I'm going to finally own a woman." Unbelievable, right? So this guy, he put his fiancée in the catapult, essentially, right? She was sat in the head of the catapult, and you can see his little beady eyes go, "If this works well, I'm going to make 1 million of these, I'll be a millionaire by the time I'm 30, this is going to be brilliant." You can see her eyes go, "What the fuck have I just agreed to do," right? But it was too late, because he cuts the cord holding the head of the catapult in place, and she just goes, poof, and rockets into the air. She's about 50 foot off the floor, right? Flailing around, screaming, she's like a human angry bird. It's phenomenal, right? And the crowd don't know if she's going to land in the safety net or not. So she's just like going through there, they're all tense and stuff, and it all goes quiet. And as she reaches the apex of the flight and she begins to fall, it becomes apparent she is going to land safely in the safety net. And everyone relaxes a bit, and then she lands exactly in the middle of the safety net. And everyone just goes, way, clapping and cheering, and it goes mental, right? Prematurely, because the safety net goes down to its full capacity, springs her back out over the side, right? Poof. She's suddenly rolling around on like regional TV with about 200 people looking at her, right? Tears streaming down her face, screaming abuse at the man that she loved not a third of a second ago with a shattered pelvis. That's how love ends, Edinburgh. That's how love ends. That's a fact. As a fact, you can look it up. I looked it up recently, right? Because I wanted to talk about it in my set, and also because it was sort of funny. But I've got a bad sense of humour like that. I quite like accidents. I think the funniest thing I've ever seen in real life is when me and my mate Ollie were cycling on the canal, and he had his top off because he's a dick. And a wasp, like Dane was talking about, a wasp just went, "I'm going to fucking have you," and flew straight into his face, stung him on his cheek. He fell off his bike, rolled across the gravel, took all the skin off his chest, rolled through some stinging nettles and into the canal. Right? Oh my God. I mean, if then a passing pike had just taken a chunk out of his ankle, I was going, I'm over, I finished this life, this is never going to get better for me, I'm off. Right? It was brilliant. So I looked it up, and it's all on YouTube and stuff, and you see the whole accident, but there's a Wikipedia article, right? And what I found out that's amazing is the woman who was in the accident ended up dumping the fuckwit who put her in a catapult, quite rightly, marrying the St John's ambulance man who attended at the scene of the accident. It's nice, isn't it? They've got an 8-year-old girl, she's called Molly. I mean, they've missed a trick, they should have definitely called her Annette. It gets worse, but it's lovely, like it shows you that love can prevail over really stupid things and it's heartbreaking, it's pain and stuff. Because they met and they're still together and they've got a beautiful life and a beautiful daughter, and they met when she was on the rebound. So, have that joke in your little faces, all in your little faces. Do you know what, actually saying that joke, she's still laughing, unlucky. Right, saying that joke is more humiliating for me than having a fat man piss on my elbow in a rhino earlier, that hurts a lot. Right? I think it's like, I've learned a lot of lessons about stuff recently, and I'm going to sort of wrap up on this, but I've learned an amazing lesson about perspective recently, because doing comedy, you do gigs all over the place, you do military gigs and birthday gigs and all sorts of stuff, right? And I did a charity gig recently, and the charity was one that weans newborn babies off of substances their parents are addicted to, right? So for all your Russell Brands who go, I'm addicted to sex, or idiots you might work with who go, I'm addicted to chai soy milk vanilla lattes from Starbucks, right? Unless your baby is born instantly addicted to that same substance, you're just horny and you like complicated milk, right? That's, Johnny, I do not give a shit about your problems, that is the most you're getting from me, right? But I was speaking to this woman after the gig, she said, oh, my job is like wean newborn babies off of crack cocaine. And I thought, wow, like, compared to what I do, going around the country, getting up in front of people, trying to make them laugh and stuff, I thought, your job is fucking easy. Do you know what I mean? I mean, babies find it really hard to get their own drugs. Just don't let them out the incubator. They're never going to make it to lethal on their own. You lot have been an absolute delight. We've got some stuff. Thanks very much.
Toby Brown.